Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Sydney Spin Big Ten edition. And as you can tell, I'm still here in sunny skies. Just got done with the Palm Springs tournament, and I had to bring in somebody and their entire team who's making a lot of noise from the Oregon Ducks. Stefini Maake, thank you so much for joining us.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
We were laughing because literally just months ago, I was watching you crush a home run derby in summer ball with the Alliance, and now I'm watching you do it at the highest level. But I want to know these last months have obviously been crazy busy for you. But what has the journey been like? I'm talking even before season coming into Oregon.
Yeah. So coming into Oregon, I was a little nervous, being a little small freshman, not so little, but being a freshman coming in and like trying to do some damage. I just kind of stuck with my process of what I've learned from travel ball season and just continued to carry it out through college. And like, I know it's only my first year, but I think just me just hitting the ball hard and like putting it in play like I did in travel ball season has really gotten me to where I am now. And so I just continue to like see ball, hit ball, and then continue to score some runs.
I love how simple you made that sound. Like a see ball, hit ball. I mean, it really has been that easy for yourself and your team. But where does that confidence come from? You feel like for you guys right now?
For us, I think it's just from our coaches, from ourselves, from our teammates. We talked a lot about start fast, stay fast, finish fast. And so I think just our mentality all together, we've just been really locked in this fall. And like we had some growing pains going into the season, but I think the first 3 weekends we had to make a statement for ourselves, for our coaches, just to know like we are a young team. And so we just need to build that confidence up within ourselves.
And with being a young team, like I feel like the expectations, people don't really know what to expect. And when I look at the way people talked about Oregon coming into the season, like you guys were top 25, but no one was really sure where you guys were going to fall. And already the statement that's been made. I mean, you're climbing the rankings every week. But I want to know, did you guys know even how good you'd be?
I thought we were going to be top 25 from the beginning. I was like, okay, we're going to make it as far as we go. Being a young team, it was kind of hard in the beginning because like having that transition from travel to college was a little hard. But I think with like our leadership on our team and the support of our coaches, it kind of made it a little easier. And so just going in through practice, we've had a lot of competition, especially with our pitchers who are by far the best pitchers I've ever seen. And so having that be our practice standard and then going into the games has made it a little easier because of how good our pitches are.
Yeah, it's not bad when you guys are hitting, in the winter bullpens against the national pitcher of the week right now. Your guys' first award, this one going to Lindsay in 4 years for your program. Not only that, but also you picked up a national freshman player of the week within your teammate Riley. I think a crazy stat that I read is the fact that you guys have scored 135 runs and 64 of them have been from the freshman class. You guys all combined it for 21 home runs. I mean, these are ridiculous numbers. What do you think it's been like with your class that's allowed you guys to have just the success?
Yeah, I think with just us, it's just staying within our process. Like we all come from different organizations and just to like put all of our different identities together. And so that identity piece has been really big within our organ, like our the softball team, I should say. And so like I think just us knowing that no matter what age group we are or like whatever class we're in, like we're gonna do great.
I want to talk about these growing pains because that's so real being, right, a freshman walking into campus. Like, what did you feel like the biggest thing you guys had to overcome, and how were you able to do it?
The biggest thing I know our team had to overcome was the Swole Ducks challenge. And like we did some Navy SEAL training within the fall season. And I think that really prepared us for now because like nothing has to be harder than that. And so like with the growing pains, we all kind of talked about how it's never that deep and how like softball is a game and like our mentality like is what matters most. And so the growing pains has definitely prepared us for what we faced this weekend. And I think this weekend we just made a statement like I know we didn't play the best, but we went undefeated in Marienetter, and so that was a statement we wanted to make from the beginning.
I love that you said we didn't play the best. Like you beat Cal, you beat Tennessee, you beat Missouri, like every ranked team in your guys' way. You guys found different ways to win, which I thought was really interesting. Whether it was, the 1-0 pitching duel between Tennessee or, 11-3 against a very talented Missouri team. What was the message going on between you guys with even just in the locker room and the dugout?
Yeah, I think it was just we got to prepare ourselves for a pitcher who throws 77 miles per hour, and that we got to kind of enjoy the small wins, because in our softball community we don't really do that as much, because like, oh, like we hit a bomb, like we're going to celebrate it. So we kind of wanted to celebrate like getting a bunt down, moving the runner, advancing the runner, something like that. That way, like that our teammates feel loved the way that people do when they hit bombs.
Hmm. I love that. That's a great way to say it. And you only know how to hit bombs. Let's be so clear. Walk me through your mentality in the box. Like, what are you saying to yourself before you hit these balls 300 feet?
Yeah, my mentality is once again see ball, hit ball, and then when I'm in the on deck circle, I'm like, hey, nobody's gonna beat me with their best, so they're gonna pitch to my weakness, which I try so hard for them to throw, because that's what I work in day in and day out, because no one's gonna throw me my strength.
Mhm. Absolutely. And to be able to recognize that right away, I want to know what has been your favorite home run so far this season,
Oh, let's see, out of all seven of them.
right? There's more
I
coming. Like, let's be real. There's more.
I think it has to be the 300-foot one. I didn't know it was gonna go that far. So I was like, you know what? That was a home run. Like I just rounded the bases. The first thing I got to home, that my team was like, you literally hit 300 feet. And I was like, no, I didn't. You guys are lying. So I like replayed the video. I was like, wow, I really did hit 300 feet.
Oh, that has to be an unreal feeling just once you make contact and you understand that it's gone off the bat.
Yeah, the swing was so effortless. Like I just need to remind myself, like I don't need to do much because the pitcher's already providing the power for me. I just need to trust myself and trust my mechanics and just stay in the process.
You mentioned your teammates being there to hype you up right away when you crossed home plate. Talk to me about this dynamic within this team. What's the culture like?
Our team is so different. Like everyone says, like version 7 is so special, version 7 is so special. Our team is special. We have so many different like age groups that bring so much different like energy wise. Like the freshman class, I'm not biased, but we have the best energy. Like that's what everyone's been saying. Like we're so hyped for the freshman class. And I'm like, yes, our energy is by far the best energy that I think Oregon has ever seen. Like every time someone sees us, we're like, oh my gosh, it's the freshman. I'm like, yep, that's us.
And how do you even cultivate that? Like, is that something you guys all brought in? You talked about off the field, wanting to bring it on the field.
I think the bond that we make off the field has definitely helped us bring us closer on the field. And so like we try to work on like being closer together as a team off the field, because like not everything is about softball, and so the bond we make outside the field is like so much stronger than what it is going to be on the field, because we only get 4 years of this, and so like it's like the best 4 years of your life, so you kind of want to like take that in as much as you can. And like I don't know, version 7 is really special, and I'm so happy to be a part of it.
Well, your freshman class is so far living true to everything you're saying. You talk about off the field. I want to know, what do you guys like to do off the field with one another?
There is different things we would do. So like one day we would play volleyball. The other times we would just play Jeopardy. Like one of our other teammates, Abby Mulvey, she would be like, "Oh, let's do some Jeopardy." So we did it about like our school, like Phil and I, and like Gatorade. Like she made it all happen. It was so grateful for Abby Mulvey. And then like sometimes we'll just dance out of nowhere. We'll do like karaoke. Like if you see us, if you see an O on the shirt, you're probably gonna know it's Oregon softball, because we're just dancing, or like we'll make TikToks. Like we do so many things that like other people would do, but we just take it deeper than it is because of how much love we have for each other.
Hmm. And that's always when you play your best softball. You guys
Yeah.
were just on the road. You've been on the road the first few weeks. Has there been a favorite travel story so far? Because that's usually where the best ones come.
Travel story. Oh man. Let's see. That's a hard one. Oh man. Travel story. What has happened? I think it's us just going 5-0 this weekend. And like we were celebrating Coach Lamarty's 200th win on the bus. Like we were getting so hyped. Um, and like we were just like, okay, we got to get this one win for Coach Lamarty. Many more to come, but this one is the biggest one because it was her 200th win. Like not very many coaches can say like they stayed at a program with their 200th win.
What was the message after from Coach Lombardi?
She was like, "Well, I got my slides all cleaned because when we sweep a weekend, we get to wear slides instead of our
Oh,
travel shoes." And so
that's
she was,
awesome.
I cleaned them, I got them all freshened up, and then yesterday we like every time we come back home, we get ice cream. And so we got ice cream yesterday. She was like, "Can't wait for this one." I was like, "Oh my!" Like she just kept asking us like, "Are we ready to sweep this weekend?" We're like, "Let's go."
I love that you came in with that mentality. And now you guys get to be at home. How excited are you to play in your home stadium?
Oh, I'm beyond excited, especially because there's like a bunch of fans that have already reached out to me about like, wow, like your guys' first home game, like can't wait. And I was like, yeah, we got like something special in the works for you guys. Can't really tell
Ooh.
you. But I was like, yeah, like I'm just super excited to finally have like the like Oregon fans come and watch us in person and like really feel how we feel during the games because like it's been our families most of the weekends and so for like other people outside of our family to come watch is like I'm so beyond excited.
You also hinted at some like breaking news that I'm so curious about, but if you're gonna break it here, or I can also be patient for a few days.
Oh, you're gonna have to be patient for a few days.
You
It's something new. It's something new.
something new. Well, Oregon always says something good when it's something new. I will say. For you, you mentioned your families. I saw your sister who is rocking all of your gear. I know she's also another up and coming ball player, but even just talk about your family's support that has gotten you to the level that you're at now. Like, how special has it been to be able to share these last 3 weeks with them?
Yeah, it's something special. Like they've been with me and supported me through all of it since I was 5. And so like for me to finally play for them and show like my love and like show them that I finally made it like really means a lot. And so for them to be in the stands repping Oregon, repping the culture and like my name, my number, like it's it's unreal. And so I love them so much for it. They know that. And so like that's like the one thing I'm super excited for is for them to come finally watch me play at the Jane for the first time in my career.
You mentioned you started when you were 5 years old. Was there ever a time when you realized this was my dream to play in college?
You know, I didn't really know what college like softball would look like when I was little, but I was always like, oh, you know what? I'm always just going to be the big kid that hits home runs. And so for it to finally be like, oh, like it clicked, like I'm here hitting home runs, like I don't know, it's a dream come true for sure.
Was there a surreal moment at all over these 3 weeks where you're like, I've made it?
I think it's when I finally saw my family for the first weekend out. I was like, wow, like they're really here. I'm here playing the one sport that I'm passionate about and like have been driven about. And so that it was just a surreal moment to finally see them like be proud and like afterwards they like kind of like teared up a little bit seeing me in the uniform and I was like, oh, please don't cry.
I have goosebumps. So that's what it's all about. And that's what's so special about being able to celebrate with your village because it takes a village to get there. And even just looking at your team, I want to know what do you feel like this group of women, including yourself, is really capable of this year?
I would say accountability and leadership. We have the best leadership, I think, by far. And like the older girls, not even the older girls, some of my freshman class, like hold us up to the standard. And so for a freshman to say that to another freshman, like it kind of like means a lot because like they're holding us up to the standard, and which doesn't, it may seem crazy to seem like, oh, like a senior's not the only one telling me, it's like one of my own classmates. Like I think that's what has been like the best about it, is like we're keeping each other accountable, and like we're holding our standard, and like just keeping the culture in check, I would say.
I love that. And for as we wrap up, I want to know, what should everybody know about Oregon softball? You guys are putting up quite a display offensively in the circle, but what is the message you guys are trying to give to the rest of the country?
We're not done yet. Like we are gonna keep going until the end. And like if you think we're gonna like kind of settle down, we're not. Like we're just gonna keep scoring runs, keep producing, keep getting runners on base. I think we have almost the most stolen bases. Like we're a fast team, so we're just gonna keep running on y'all.
I love that. Well, Stephanie, thank you so much for taking the time and joining us, and best of luck, and enjoy opening weekend at the Jane this weekend.
Thank you so much.